Once upon a time, there was a little boy who loved to go outside, especially in the summertime, and with his little telescope and go and look up at the stars. Well, one night he was doing just that. He had his telescope out in his backyard, and he was looking up, and he saw something unusual, something he'd never seen before. It looked like a star, but it was moving. Now, this wasn't totally unusual, because he would often see things like airplanes or satellites that kind of looked like stars that were moving across the sky, but you could pretty quickly tell they weren't. But this was different. This didn't look like a satellite going by or an airplane. This looked like this was something that was moving very fast. And as it kept on moving, it got bigger and bigger, and things got more and more lit up. And all of a sudden he realized that something was falling out of the sky. And all of a sudden, something crashed in the field behind his backyard. The little boy looked around, wondering what could have happened. He waited and listened. Apparently, nobody in his neighborhood had heard this thing crash or seen the light in the sky. So, after waiting a few more minutes, he decided he was going to go and try to find out what it was. So he opened the gate on the back fence and walked out toward the field. And there he saw it. Right in the middle of the field was a big metal something or other. He walked and got close to it. And when he saw it, he could tell it was a ship. But no ship, nothing, no kind of ship he'd ever seen before. It was a crazy looking ship. And all of a sudden, it opened up. And out of the ship came a big robot. It was probably 10 feet tall. The little boy looked. He was a little scared because he'd never seen a big 10-foot robot before. At least not, in real life. He'd seen things like that in movies before, but he was pretty nervous. The robot looked around, and then suddenly the robot saw the little boy and looked at him. And the robot started to make strange noises. And the little boy thought that maybe he was trying to talk, but he didn't understand what the robot was saying. And so the kid said, I don't understand you. I don't know what language you're speaking. And the robot reached up to his head and started, turning some knobs and pushing some buttons and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, it said, language acquired. Hello, Earthling. Thank you for speaking. My computer brain has now figured out your language so that I can talk to you. The little boy asked him what he was doing there on Earth. And the robot said, I did not mean to come here. As you can see, my ship has crashed. The robot turned, pointed at the ship, flicked some more buttons, and the ship vanished. And the little boy was like, whoa, where'd the ship go? And the robot said, do not worry, the ship is still there. It has just been shrunk down very, very small so that it will not attract attention. And the little boy said, how are you going to get back to your home? And the robot pointed up and said, you see that star over there? My home is by that star. I need to find a way to get back. And so he asked the boy if he could help. And the boy said, yeah, I'll help. I just don't know how. And the robot said, it should not be too hard. I just need you to find me a new ship. The little boy said, well, that might be kind of hard. We don't really have ships like yours on Earth. I know there's like the space shuttle and stuff like that, but I don't know if the if NASA or anybody would let you use the space shuttle. The robot thought for a second. Said, yes, I can see that problem. I will have to create a new ship. Where is your closest shipyard? And the boy said, I don't think we have any shipyards. The robot said, well, I guess we're going to have to improvise. What kind of vehicles do you have on your planet? And the boy said, well, we have cars and trucks and motorcycles and boats and airplanes. And thinking, skateboards, roller skates, stuff like that. The robot said, where is the nearest airplane? And the boy said, the airport. The robot said, where is the airport? The boy said, I don't know. I'm only 10. I don't know where the airport is. And the robot said, oh well, let's go for a walk and see what we can find. And so they went for a walk. And as they were walking along, they came by a junkyard where old, busted-up cars were. The robot said, this will do. He picked up the boy and jumped over the fence. And he started looking around at engines and cars and stuff. And very quickly, much quicker than the boy expected, he started pulling apart pieces of cars and started putting them together, welding them together with his fingers, making fire and lightning come out of his fingers to weld stuff together. And he worked and worked and worked. And he said, this should do. This will get me up into orbit far enough that I can get in contact with one of my ships, and they can come get me. I will need fuel. I will need the kind of fuel that is used on this planet for these kind of vehicles. The boy said, so we need gas from a gas station. And the robot said, yes, precisely. The boy said, well, you have to pay for the gas. I don't have any money. And the robot said, good point. Matter of fact, I just made a spaceship out of a bunch of broken cars without paying the people that run this junkyard. And he opened up his little opening on his chest and pulled out a bunch of gold coins and dropped them on the doorstep of the junkyard place. He said, that should do. And so he said, well, we need to get some gas. And so he picked up the ship. He was very strong. And then picked up the boy and jumped over the fence. They walked and they found a gas station. They got to the gas station, and as they walked up, there were a few people there getting gas at that time of night. And they started getting scared and started running away. And the robot said, fear not, Earthlings, I'm not here to hurt you. I just need some gas for my new rocket ship. And he put the ship down and everyone kept running. And so he took the gas pump, stuck it in, and started to pump the gas. Somehow he had managed to do it without a credit card, but the kid didn't really even understand that. So he pumped it up full of gas. The boy looked at the meter and saw that he had used a lot of gas. And the robot walked into the gas station as best he could, crawled in because he was too big, found the clerk hiding behind the counter, said, hello, Earthling. I've just used a whole lot of your gas. Here is some money. And he dropped a bunch of gold coins on him. And so then he crawled back out, and he picked up the ship and went back to the field. He unshrunk his old ship, attached it with a rope into the new one, got into the new one and said, thank you for your assistance, Earthling. It is time for me to leave. Please stand back so you do not get blown to bits. And so the little boy stepped a long ways away, and he heard the rocket start up, sounded a lot like a car engine, and then boom, boom, and then fire blasted out of the back, and it shot up into the sky, going straight toward the star that the robot had told him about. The boy smiled, and he thought, wow, I just helped an alien robot get home. And as he started to walk back into his backyard, he thought about whether he should tell his mom and dad. Then he thought, nah, I better not. They'd never believe me anyway. The